Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Chris and welcome back to a brand new Sonic video where today we're going to be discussing the topic of should there be a Sonic movie tie-in video game. So without further ado, let's get started. So as many of you know, the Sonic movie has had a lot of success critically and financially, turning out to be debatably the best video game movie to date. However, one thing that many articles and people have noted is the idea and missed opportunity of a Sonic movie tie-in game. Now, making video game tie-ins for a movie has been done many times before in the past. Some have turned out to be really good and well done, while others are pretty good and decent, as you could tell that they definitely tried and made something completely enjoyable, and others are, well, not so good. But either way, it's something that studios do to promote the film, expand the world, and even deepen the story or characters. So I do find it understandable for people to wonder why a game didn't accompany the release of a movie about one of the most iconic video game characters, and with how well the film turned out. However, I can think of a few reasons. But just keep in mind that this is all just speculation and personal opinion, as first off, I don't think many people are expecting the movie to be nearly as good or successful as it turned out, especially after the first trailer, and I mean even after the second trailer with the fixed design, which did please a lot of fans, people were still hesitant about the rest of the film. And this leads me to my second point, is if this movie was predicted to turn out really bad, then making a game about it would definitely have been a risk, which don't get me wrong, Sega and Sonic team have taken in the past with Sonic, trying new twists on the character that never really turned out being super favorable with fans and critics as they originally wanted, which has led them to playing it quite safe in recent games. And finally, but also most likely, is that there may have been simply no plans for a movie tie-in game, and even if there were, I think they would have called it off, because as mentioned earlier in the video, while some turn out to be really good, others are pretty good and decent, but most are unfortunately rushed and not well done, just to make a quick buck off the release of the movie. Which is just a real shame because it leaves the game unpolished and not allowing it to reach its full potential, so the idea of making a rush tie-in game for the Sonic movie seems like the last thing they should be doing, and super unnecessary, especially with the reputation from recent games. So at the time, I could definitely see them not wanting to make a deficient or mediocre game with a possibly bad movie, which could serve as a huge negative hit for the franchise. But once again, that is only my speculation and personal opinion on that issue, and there could be several reasons or possibilities, so feel free to leave your thoughts on it down below. But now that the movie has come out, is a success, and has received positive reception from fans and critics, people are asking the question of should they now make a Sonic movie tie-in game, and to me the answer seems like a likely yes. Now I say this because I could definitely see Sega wanting to capitalize on the positive outcome of the Sonic movie, because many people do like and are invested in this version of Sonic. So say that they do decide to make a movie tie-in game, how could it turn out? And I have a few ideas. So starting off with the story, which I've heard many people ask if it would happen before, during, or after the movie, but I say why not try all three? I mean, it doesn't hurt to try to expand and add more to the story and character of this version of Sonic, as it would definitely follow the main plot of the film for the most part, but it doesn't have to be exactly the same, as I'd want it to give us more information about this world. For example, the introduction of the movie with Baby Sonic and video game version Green Hills, or the island that he grew up on, is very well done but short, so maybe we could see more Baby Sonic and this world, find out about his possible parents, like did they die, was he orphaned, did he lose them, and maybe we could see Longclaw finding him and literally taking Sonic under her wing. And that's another thing that the game could develop, and that's Longclaw and her mother-son relationship with Sonic, as you could tell that they were very close and losing her was devastating to Sonic, even though they only shared the screen for about a minute or two, so there's more that they could explore in that sense. There was also a 10-year time jump where they can maybe show Sonic's potential sadness or guilt for not listening to Longclaw and hiding his powers, or not being strong enough to protect her. And I'm going to be touching on how some parts of the story could take place just a little bit after the movie later, so moving on to the design of Sonic, which I think should obviously resemble the movie iteration of the character with separated eyes and Puma shoes. I think the perfect render for a game would be one I saw in a Speed Me Up music video, as I don't think that they should make the designs or world super realistic, besides maybe a few extra details with the renders, like maybe Sonic's fur, the textures, and shading, so stuff like that. But I think that the people and locations should retain some of that cartoony element, because in Sonic 06 it really stood out like a sore thumb, and I don't even think Sega would even try to go with a super realistic game, because they haven't been putting huge budgets into their recent Sonic games, as they have been mainly marketed as budget titles. Anyways, moving on to the gameplay, and I honestly think that they should return to the adventure-esque playstyle with a much more open 3D game design with the classic spin dash, as this Sonic appears to have no boost. So I think that the return of the adventure formula or something similar to it would please a lot of fans, change up the level design or playstyle, and make a clear separation between this version of Sonic and the modern Sonic in the Boost games. Now, levels could include the game version of Green Hill or the island that Sonic grew up on, the town called Green Hill, San Francisco, and even some of the places that Sonic uses Warp Ring to travel to, like Paris, Egypt, and the Great Wall of China. But why stop there? Because as mentioned before, it doesn't exactly have to be like the movie, as they could drag it out and add more iconic places in the world, like the Roman Colosseum in Italy, the Taj Mahal in India, and I think you get the point. And the fight scenes can be altered into boss battles, like where Sonic has to battle Robotnik on the highway, rooftop, and the final boss in the San Francisco streets. Also, I think that this would be a great game to feature hub worlds and even elements of an open world design, and although I know a lot of people don't like the idea of hub worlds in Sonic games and would much rather just go stage to stage, I think it adds very necessary world building and even a sense of exploration, as they could include hub worlds for the game version of Green Hills, Sonic's Cave on Earth, the town called Green Hills, San Francisco, maybe the places that Sonic warped to around the world, but that's a maybe, and Sonic's new home in Tom and Maddie's attic. It would also be really cool to talk to characters from the movie in these hub worlds like Officer Tom, Maddie, Officer Wade, Crazy Carl, and even Maddie's, I think, sister or something, I can't remember, and her daughter. Now for the voices, which you'd ideally try to get everyone back from the movie into the tie-in game, but this doesn't always happen, so at the very least try to get Ben Schwartz and Jim Carrey back for the voices, as they can't really be replaced, but I think that they would return, as Ben looks like he really likes the character, and Jim said he would like to return as Robotnik in the future, so maybe this could be in a game. And finally, when would this game be released, as it would be coming long after the first movie came out, and I have a few plausible situations, as this isn't exactly a problem. As for one, the game could be released just before a second film comes out, with the game's ending having more scenes of Tails on Earth, like we could see him arriving at Tom's house and asking for Sonic. Or maybe we could see more Robotnik and what he's doing on the Mushroom Planet, like his revenge plan on Sonic, and possibly making a certain robot at the end of the game to lead into the sequel and promote players to watch the next movie. And the second scenario that I can think of is where the game comes out after the second movie and is both films into one game, which has been done before with LEGO The Incredibles. Anyways, that is going to wrap it up for today's Sonic video on should there be a Sonic movie tie-in game, along with my ideas for how it could be like. And don't forget to go and leave your thoughts on this topic in the comment section below. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to go and leave a like. If you're new, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Goodbye.